Hey guys, it's Mia here, and I just wanted to do a DNF for Friday. Now, in case you don't know, DNF means do not finish, but I'm sure everyone in the bookish community knows what it means. So, despite the trouble I've been having 2 days in a row with YouTube, but anyway, before we get into the DNFing, I wanted to start on a good note by saying books that I got. Now, one that I got was Bloodlight. Ha ha ha. Me and my grandma thought that was funny because, you know, Bud Light, the beer, and then Bloodlight. Yeah, that was cheesy. But this was, I believe it's a thriller or horror, and it popped out to me when me and my grandma went to the dollar store, so I picked it up. And then the same store with my grandma, we found Keepers of the Adventant, and this cover just stood out to me, and I think this one's a mystery. So I'm excited for both these books. But let's get into the DNFing. Now, the first one I'm going to start out on is Ellen Hindelberg's Winter Solstice. Now, if you guys watched my review that I just posted of this, you know that I found this book so boring. I mean, I almost put a how many times can I say boring counter on that video because of how many times I said it. And if I don't feel like I'm going to read it again, then why bother keeping it and have it take up space on my bookshelf when I could use that space for books that I'm actually going to read and enjoy. So I'm trying to get in the habit of getting rid of books because I'm a book hoarder. Like, I have books that I've had since like elementary school and I have not reread them, but I still keep them because I'm like, well, what if I want to reread them? So that's a habit I'm trying to kick myself of. And I'm being like, if you're not going to read them, just let them go. So I need to get over that. I'm not a hoarder, but I'm definitely a book hoarder, and that is a bad habit I'm trying to break. So this is the first one going. Let me pick up the stack so I don't have to keep bending over. There. I just knocked over one of my decorations. Now, the second one going is Creason's Child, and I hate how stickers are over books. Put them somewhere on the back or something, not on the front where it's covering everything. But this was a book that I got when I went with my old friend to a club. Well, sort of a club. It's like a bar club. I don't know. I'm not 16, I'm 23, so that is legal. But leave it to me to find the library in a bar. So her aunt, who worked at the bar, noticed me looking at the books, and she decided to put a couple dollars in the donation thing for me to keep the books. But I realized that this one is the second one, so I couldn't understand what was going on in the story. And since then, I have had zero interest in picking up the first one of the series. So this one and this one right here are just sitting there collecting dust. So I'm going to get rid of both the second one and the third one because I have had no interest in trying to track down the first one, or have I had no interest reading them. So they're going too. Now, the next books are The Battle of the Labyrinth from Rick Riordan, The Sea of Monsters by Rick Riordan, and The Titan's Curse by Rick Riordan. Now, I know you guys are going to say, if you've watched my other videos on the Rick Riordan books, you're going to say, well, don't you love Rick Riordan's writings? Why are you getting rid of some of his books? I like this series more than I like this one. And some people may say, oh, well, you probably just don't like his first series because it was so popular, and you just don't like popular things because they're popular. That's not the case. Like I said, I watch videos, movies, shows, and I read books to form my own opinions on them, not let other people's opinions sway me. And I did read the first book, but I found it as a ebook, so I don't own it. But I just didn't care for this series as much as I cared for this one. And to me, this series, even though it's a parent to this series, is just not as memorable as his other series. And so I have had no interest to go back and reread it, and I've had this series for a few years now. I said I got this way before I got the Twilight rewrite, which I got 7 years ago. So I've had this for quite a while, and I have had no interest in rereading it, so it's just gonna go. And then with that is the Demigod Diaries, and this is just like a character book and has all these sorts of different insights and little quizzes and character intros and designs. And I rarely ever like these types of books, and it was actually bought by my high school ex, and I just kept it because, you know, like I said, I'm a book hoarder who has issues getting rid of books even though they sit there collecting dust and I never read them. So once again, if I'm never going to read it and I have no interest in reading it, then why bother having it on my shelf when I could replace it with a book that I am going to read? And also, this one was a consideration on DNFing, and that is The City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. Now, I've heard this book get some shit talked about it, and I DNF'd the third book, I believe, in the series, so I did manage to struggle through this one and the second one, and I think I only got that far because I really, really enjoyed the movie. So I think that I was this close to DNFing it, but something inside of me is saying, no, no, no. I know it has a lot of crap being talked about it right now, but wait a bit and give this one another chance. So I am going to try to give this series another chance. But for some reason, the box set I got of this series did not have the last 2 books, because I have 4 books and I found out there were 6. I don't know if those were newer when I bought the box set, but I don't have them. Well, that's it for now. So, as always, if you guys enjoyed, I hope that I'll see you next time. And what are you reading right now? Did you DNF a book recently? Are you unhauling books? Do you think it's good that I'm getting out of the habit of hoarding books? So let me know all that down in the comments below if you want. If you don't, that's fine too. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye, guys.